Let's take a look at an app called Niki Diary. So just a couple of reminders. There's a few ways we can find apps. So one, we can look down here and see if they're in our recently used. They're not. You can scroll, but if your iPad looks anything like mine, you probably don't want to do that. I can also, if I have a home button, I can double click that home button and I can see what's currently open on my iPad. Notice Niki Diary is, we're not going to go to it here just for the sake of demonstration. But while you're here, just a reminder, it's really good for your iPad if you close some of the apps, okay? The last way, and perhaps the easiest and most user-friendly, I'm simply going to take my finger, scroll down from the top, and notice I get a search bar. So notice Niki Diary is here. Pretend that it's not. I would just start typing. Niki Diary pops up and I can open it. So what you see in front of you here is a calendar. So there's a few different ways that we can use Niki Diary. The first is implied in its name, a diary. Okay, so this can just simply be a diary to show what someone has done. So maybe I had a really cool weekend where I did something really fun and I want to go in and tell my teacher or tell my colleagues at work or tell my boss, or I go to grandma's house and I want to tell her. I can simply create an entry. And then when I go to grandma's house, I can simply play it.
I got a fish. This is Rojo.
Okay, hard to see. There's the Rojo. Okay, so I got a fish. This is Rojo. Okay, so if I had a weekend where I went and got a fish, I probably want to tell someone about it. But what else did I do in my weekend?
I played with my cat, Loki.
Okay, so I also played with my cat. Okay, so that's a way for us to be able to communicate things that we have done. Okay, what does this do? It gives us an opportunity to practice communication about personal events, develop our communication and language skills, and really just socialize. It works on some of those social skills because I can show you what I have done. All right. We also can use it as a way to um, tell somebody things that we have coming up, or maybe we even need it for ourselves to know things that are coming up for us. So if somebody says to me, maybe my teacher at the end of the day says, "Hey, what are you doing tonight?" I could actually click on this.
I go to pottery class.
Okay, so Thursday night, I'm going to go to pottery class. Okay. And notice I have this, I've recorded it and I'll show you how to do that. Maybe I don't record this so that, the person that is going to be opening this to show to someone, to show to their teacher or a friend, this becomes a visual prompt that they read. Okay. So it doesn't say it for them. It actually just is there as a prompt so they can say what it is that they're doing, if that would be helpful for them. Okay. So when I go back home, the last thing that I could use this for is maybe in conjunction with some upcoming events. I could actually show the sequence of events that need to happen on a certain day, maybe before something really fun. Okay. So, for example, if I'm going to Hershey Park on this day, presumably I'm not getting right out of bed and getting in the car and going straight to Hershey Park, right? I might have a sequence of things that have to happen before I go to Hershey Park.
First, we wake up. Next, we eat breakfast. After breakfast, we get dressed. Then it's time for Hershey Park.
All right. So you can see you can actually use that. You might also be able to, add in events. Let's say you create this and then it's Saturday morning and you realize, oh no, it's the last day for my Target pickup. Okay, we can actually add events in there. All right. And I'm going to show you how to do that. Notice up here, this has been locked. So when it's locked, my only option is to play it. Okay. But when I go back to my home button here, and I unlock it, first of all, it challenges me to use my multiplication facts. So I unlock it. And then now when I click on something, I have the option to play it, edit it, copy it, or delete it. So in this case, I'm going to edit one that's currently in existence. So I'm going to scroll. Okay, we have to get dressed. Okay, I need to insert in that we have to go to Target. So I'm going to add a page. So notice I just clicked on that add button, the plus at the top, and it says add before or after the current page. I want to add it before because we have to go to Target beforehand. So up here, when you're creating a page, this ABC gives you a text box. This flower is going to give you your photo album, the things that you have there. Film is going to give you videos. And then the camera is going to actually give you the camera. Okay. So if you wanted to take the picture, something that you have in your environment. And then the microphone is actually going to enable me to be able to record a sentence on here. You heard the pre-recorded sentences a few minutes ago. Okay, so I know we have to stop at Target. So I copied a picture from the internet into my photo album. So I have that there and ready. So notice here, I can make pictures bigger or smaller just by moving my fingers in and out. So I'm going to put Target down here, and I will, first I'm going to write a message. Sometimes I like to write the message first because then it helps me know what to say. Okay. So we will stop at Target. We will stay in the car. Okay. Why do I put that? Because that might help me know that I don't actually have to get out of the car. Okay. So I'm going to change this to navy blue. You can change the color here. So notice you've got all these different pretty colors. I can change the orientation. So maybe I want it centered. Maybe I want it off to one side. I can change the size. Okay, so that makes it go big, small. Okay, you can do whatever you want to with it. Once I'm happy with how it looks, I just click back in, or I can click in this too. That'll also get me out. So let's say I don't like it at the top. I want to put it over here. Okay. We will stop at Target. We will stay in the car. Okay. So I like the way this looks, but I wanted to actually speak out loud so that, let's say this is for my child. I want them to be able to click on it. Okay. So I'm going to record myself saying that. Now, quick note for you here. You can just record what's being said here. Or, you may want to record some additional information, especially if you're using this for your child to tell somebody what happened. Maybe you just write a sentence here, but then maybe you record some additional detail. Okay. So that you can use that in any way you like. So I click on the microphone, and then I've got my little record button here. We will stop at Target. We will stay in the car. Notice it's the same button I click to start and stop. Then I can play it to see if I like it. We will stop at Target. We will stay in the car. That sounds pretty good to me. So now I just click down here and I am done with my page. Okay. So when I go back home, now you notice that that page is in here. Okay. If I want to create a page for a specific day, I'm just going to simply click in that day, click create, and I will do the same exact thing that I just did. Let's say I want to put a picture in. Okay, I'm going to choose to put in a plant. Notice again, make things big, small. I can click here. I can create some text. I like plants. All right, I'm going to change that to green because they're green. I want that to be a little bigger. And I'm going to move it over here. Okay. So same thing. Maybe here I want to record a different kind of sentence. I like plants. This is one of my favorite plants. It is called a spider plant. Just kidding. It's actually called a snake plant. You get the idea. Okay. So then that would play. Maybe I don't actually like what I did. Okay. So notice I just messed up. I'm just going to record it again. I like plants. This is my favorite plant. It is called a snake plant. I like plants. This is my favorite plant. It is called a snake plant. All right. So if you mess up the first time, no big deal. You just simply re-record yourself. Okay. Let's say I'm like, you know what? I actually don't like this page. I can simply click the trash can. And it should let me delete the page. For some reason, it's not right now. But I also can go here and I can delete from here. Okay. That actually, I think, deletes the whole album. But let's see. I go in here. You should just be able to click and it'll say the current page. So if you only have one page, you have to go out and actually do that. Okay. So let me show you a few other features here, okay? So the first feature I'm going to show you is that, let me move this up a little so you can see it. The first feature is that there are different profiles. Okay, so if I click here, I can actually create some different profiles for my child or the individual I'm working with. Okay, so I can actually maybe create the school. Notice all those events I just put in, they actually disappeared. They're not here anymore. But if I go back to home, they're all there. Now, this could be really helpful if you have somebody who goes to different places and you want to communicate among those places. All right. I also have, so I can have Monday be first. So my Saturday and Sunday move down here. I can have the full day name. So notice we've got Saturday, Friday, or I can abbreviate it. All right, depending on your preference. I can have the dates be colored. You notice I do here. So pink is very visually different on each day, or I can say don't do that. All right. Let's say you have somebody that has a harder time with understanding things in the past versus the future coming up. You actually can fade out the past. Okay. So they will see it's grayed out and then the future. Notice too, if I am trying to be, living in the past, I can click this red button up here at the top, brings me right back to today. Okay. And what I'm doing. All right. So in my settings, I can also lock the month. That keeps me in my current month. I can't go back and forth. Okay. I can change the month pictures. All right. So let's say I'm like, you know what? I want to change these pictures and individualize them. They're all different. Okay. But I want to do something that's more personalized. January for me, that is it's cold in January. I want Frozen to be my picture. Great. You set the picture. And notice my January now has Frozen in the corner. Okay. So you can personalize the calendar in that way too. What else can I do? I can change if you don't want to work on your multiplication skills, you can have it be addition. I can change the colors of each of the days. So you get to pick which colors are there. I have it so that I can tap and move forward in the diary. I can disable the touch. So the seconds from the last thing that I touch. All right. I can notice when I had my shrinking and going bigger, going smaller, I can take that away, but I think that's really helpful to be able to do. I can crop photos. I didn't have that feature turned on, but you can crop them. And then there are just some parent features, parent gate. You can pick your language that you want to have it in. And then this actually shows some of the other Niki apps. Okay. So my hope is that you see some really great value. There's a lot of different benefits that you can glean from Niki Diary. I hope you enjoy the app.